What do you say? What do you say? Let's get in here and get some of that A, you all. Today it's about the mix. It's about the groups. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. Hey, when you get to heaven, it's going to be a group of people waiting on you. I'm talking to somebody right now who has lost their mom, lost their dad, their brother, their sister, or a good friend. Maybe it was your cousin. Maybe it's somebody who you know is up in heaven looking down, waiting for you to come on up right now. Your steps have been ordered. All you got to do is just take a moment, think about what you want to do, and just follow through with what God's plan is for you. Not what your plan is, but I'm saying what God's plan is for you. And just order your steps, just order your steps. So I tell you what, it's Streets 105.1. It's Sunday. We are getting started. We're ready for you. We're excited about you. Q, what's going on, man? What's up? What's up?
What's up, Mr. Gary?
Man, you
Happy
tell
Sunday.
me.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
You got the Mizzou on, man.
Let me tell you something. I got the Mizzou on, and we're going to get into it in a minute. It is homecoming. Today is homecoming. We're celebrating homecoming, and we want you to go home to your groups. We want you to go home to your homecoming celebration with your family, with your friends, with your high school, with your college. I got a chance to go to my homecoming this weekend. Mizzou, can't wait to share it with you all. And you all tap in and tell us about your homecoming. Have you been yet? Is it coming up? You know, I want to let you all know that we are here. We want to hear from you all. I tell you what, it is time for us to think about groups. And we're talking about everybody coming home. And I tell you what, there was a group called Blue Magic. Blue Magic was one of those groups, and somebody knows what I'm thinking about, what I'm talking about right now, where I'm going with this. Melda, I bet it's you. I bet it's you, Mayor Melda from Velda. Or it could be your brother. It could be Carlos. Maybe it's Derek. I don't know. But you all know all about this group. And this group was Blue Magic. And Blue Magic just had some songs that was just really good. Never got their just desserts the way that they really needed to do. But they had this song. They kind of talked about the people and where they are and how they're going and the different people that you see. And they call it a sideshow. They call it a sideshow. Let me ask you all today, what is your sideshow? Who are you helping out? What is your hustle all about? What are you doing? Who are you taking time to make time for? Is it somebody in your family who's lonely? Is it somebody at your job who maybe, you know, doesn't know their way around and you not being that friendly person that you up in church on Sunday saying that you are and you want to be loving to everybody as long as they black or as long as they white or as long as they are Republican or Democrat? I love you as long as you're a Democrat. Well, guess what? I want you to love on your people. I want you to love on the people. And I want you to just remember the sideshow. Hurry, step right up. Let the sideshow begin. Do me a favor, everybody, leave your feelings at the door. Leave your feelings at the door because we come on the air on Sundays to have some radio fun. We just playing in a real good way, in a true way, because we want it to be all about you, all about you. Hey, today's all about that group love. It's about what it takes to make a homecoming good. Is it a football game? Is it a homecoming because you was in the arts department? Is it a homecoming because you were in the band? Is it a homecoming because you was just that guy or that girl who was with the other guys and the girls? Maybe it was FBLA, I don't know, but it's homecoming, it's homecoming. So we're celebrating homecomings. Hey, I got a great opportunity 2 weeks ago to go to my homecoming for U City High, to the day I die. Big and bold, black and gold. If you want to see me outside on the lot, come see me, because I'm sticking to the black and goldness. That's what it was. U City High is where Nelly told me he got all of his swagger from the U. So if you're listening in right now and you're from U City, you know what I'm talking about. A shout out to you and the Senior Hall and everybody who got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Just letting y'all know, guess what, they working on a little something, and you might be hearing another announcement coming about next year. You might include me, I'm just saying. Listen, we're celebrating homecomings. We want you to remember, you might not want to go home for homecoming because you don't want to see somebody, but maybe somebody wants to see you. Maybe you did something in somebody's life that was wonderful and great, and they just want to see you and thank you. Or some of y'all scared to go to homecoming because some of y'all know y'all wasn't on nothing. Y'all was on that stuff. And y'all was on that bull frackalacka, hater. And guess what? Now you done gained 100 pounds and you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back. Because you don't want to be seen. You remember y'all was walking all up and down the highway, get it, girl? They was like, oh, dang, baby, what's your name? Wrong name. That's my name, Puddin' Tang. Ask me again, I tell you the same. Well, guess what, girl? Now what is your name? Now your name is Friendly. Now you want to be real friendly because all they want to say about you, oh, well, she's real friendly. Ha! It's Streets 105.1. We are yearning for your love. We're doing it. We're showing up, and we're showing up because this true love that we have for you is what it's all about. Q, tell me, man, homecoming, homecoming. Who you sitting there shout out for homecoming? Give us a homecoming memory, man.
Homecoming memory. Oh man. Homecoming was lit. I ain't gonna lie, my first one, it was pretty dope. High school, freshman year. It was crazy. Hazel Central was like a jungle, but yeah. It was pretty dope.
Hazel Central.
And you know,
what was the colors? The colors?
Oh, the school colors was black and gold, actually.
No way.
Yeah. Well,
you sure? Like what I got on?
Like
so y'all like followed your city's lead, like black and gold.
I think they probably did. I don't.
Did you wear black and gold?
Nope.
Well, you got your black on today. I mean,
black and red. You know, black
boy. Listen, haters are gonna hate. Make them participate. It's Streets 105.1. Y'all, we up in here. We up in here. We up in here. Today we're celebrating groups. It's all about coming home with the groups. These are the groups that bought you some music that is just like wow. We started off with the Art of My Steps. That's what Al Hobbs and the Gospel Music Workshop of America. Shout out right now to friend of the show, Lady Murdine Gills, Dr. Bobby Jones. The Lady Murdine Gills was actually there when they made that Art of My Steps. That was done like at 3 o'clock in the morning. They did it on one take. They was just all recording, having fun, and that's what they came up with, right? The Sideshow, Blue Magic, we talked about it. One of those groups that was that group, right? When you hear that music to this day, it's like, wow, what happened to that? Well, guess what? The OJs, they picked it up and they said people all over the world, join hands, join Love's Train. I want y'all to join us on Sundays from 3 to 5 o'clock. We show up and we show out because you all are what it's all about. It's the mix, it's Streets 105.1, and we're so proud because we're celebrating something. Something big happened here at the radio station. Stay tuned, and we're going to be telling you all about it because it just might be a way for you to win something to help us celebrate. But for right now, as we move on with the Magic Musical, this musical mix full of nothing but magic today, for you, and of course you, this is for everybody that's trying to work towards something. And if somebody just things ain't right because they not here. Things not right because they was once there. And maybe they in heaven, maybe they went to hell. I don't know. Because guess what? Some people do go to hell. Because where there is a heaven, there is a hell. You know, it's just like people say all the time, well, you know what? When people gonna get it right? Like the Gateway Classic game. Earl Wilson, may he rest in peace. I say, Earl, when are you gonna bring some other teams? Everybody wanna know when you're gonna bring some teams in here that can win, that can help fill the dome. Mr. Wilson told me, he said, let me tell you something. He said, I could bring Jesus Christ right now to St. Louis, to the dome. And you know what the people gonna say? I said, what are they gonna say, Mr. Wilson? They're gonna say, well, you brought Jesus Christ in, but where's the devil? Why didn't you bring the devil? We would have came if the devil was coming to play him. So I'm just telling you all, that's what it is. Listen, we miss people sometime in our life, and we just got to make sure that we treat people like we want to be treated. Treat them right while we're here in our life. And guess what? And if you don't, and if for some reason you stumble, you trip, love them enough and let them love you enough to say, guess what, you're bad, my bad. I trip, but guess what? But I love you anyway, right? Somebody needed to hear that today. Guess what? It's climax. I thought I heard your voice yesterday. And then when I turned around to say that I love you, then I realized it was just my mind playing tricks on me. I miss you. Let's go. Gotta make sure we understand. You see somebody's glory, but you don't know their story. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're going through. So, you know, I'm listening to that. That used to be me and my brother's song. My brother, when I was away at college, my brother used to always write me and say, I miss you. I say, I miss you back. We get off the phone. And so guess what? And so we move forward years before I see so many people out in the streets and they tell me the difference that this radio show, that my television show makes. And I got a chance to run into this guy who was at Snooks about, like 4 or 5 days ago. And I'm walking and he just looks at me. And you know how you can kind of feel somebody staring at you? And he said, Mr. Gary, you just don't know, can I shake your hand? I was like, okay, sure. And he had somebody on the phone, on speakerphone. And the guy said, hell no, he in the store for real? What is he like? What is he like? I said, what is going on? He said, I got two of my partners. They locked up. We watched your show. They watch your show every week, man. You just don't know. We listen to you on the radio, and we love you, man. We love you. So I want to send this part out of the show. Everybody that's incarcerated, to everybody that's incarcerated, or to everybody who has a family member or a friend that's incarcerated, I know you miss them. You got to miss them. You got to miss them, but you got to stay in there. You got to tell the story. You got to make sure that you hold everybody accountable. Get in their lives, get in their heads. Don't ever think it's a such thing as too much, because when something goes wrong, then you're going to say, guess what? I just didn't do enough. So I'm sending a shout out to everybody who's dealing with a situation, be it a legal situation or an illegal situation, a situation that's keeping you away from your family today. Your family miss you, your family loves you, your family needs you, and they want you. Yeah. So, what you got, Q? Who you got? You got a situation? Because everybody see the pop star. You always looking good. Always got all the ladies around. You always got the music playing. You don't know nothing about this, do you?
You know, I know too much, more than I should.
Oh,
unfortunately.
see that? Yeah.
You know, I had a situation with my whip the other couple weeks ago, man. But,
Yeah.
But you know what? Speaking on that, man, I normally don't do this, but because you know I am a lawyer and I'm a good friend, I actually got my car found.
Oh,
My car's been found.
Wow.
And shout out to D Smooth, man. He was the person who actually found my car.
So you was like missing your car. Because I'm trying to
stole my damn car.
I'm trying to say, but you was missing your car. I mean, I don't care. So let me tell y'all something. This is what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all got to pray for me. Y'all got to work with me because I'm trying to work with our people, y'all. Now, we up here talking about people who are incarcerated, people who have died, their loved ones and everything. And I throw it to you. And I'm like, because I'm thinking that we're here like in the zone and we are celebrating life and love and letting the people who are in the departments of these corrections know what's, and then all of a sudden, y'all always talk about Miss Gary, get up off the guys. This is why. This is why right here. And I throw it to you. And I'm thinking you get ready to, you know, you say, I don't usually do this. And I'm like, oh, wow. You know, you get ready to show us. Agent Andrew, get in here. Get in here, Agent Andrew. I want you to have some of this. I don't want to enjoy this by myself.
I was going to get you.
No, hold on, sir. Hold on one second. Agent Andrew, first of all, happy Sunday, sir.
Sunday.
Okay, first of all, do we know what's going on in the studio? What are we talking about? What is this right now? First of all, what is the topic of the show today?
Well, top of the show today is groups.
Groups what?
Groups getting it in, getting it down.
And what else?
Sticking together, man.
Homecoming. Work with it.
Homecoming, we got to do.
It's about love. People get on the love train. You understand what I'm saying? It's about the groups coming together. It's about group love. Those groups that brought you to love, right? So guess what? We're grouping here. Would you not?
The mix.
And so like a team. Would you say?
A little bit. Yeah,
now,
a team.
First of all, what does it take to make a team win?
What does it take to make a team
Mm.
win? You know what? I'm gonna say some solid communication.
Well, we can start there. I like that. Do you agree with him, Q? Is it solid communication?
I agree.
Okay. And they gotta be all together, right? And so, did you hear me when I threw it to Q, to your boy?
Yeah.
What was I when I threw it to him?
We're talking about situations.
Situations.
We might get into.
Right, and it's sort of like I'm like the quarterback.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
I'm the quarterback of the team, right? And so I threw the ball to him.
Correct.
To like catch it and like run it and score.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. But when I threw it to him,
He kind of little fumbleation.
What? Let me, hold on, you know what? Watch this.
A little fumbleation. You didn't drop it. But a little fumbleation.
What do you think you did when I threw the ball to you?
What do you think I did? See?
Yeah, when we was talking about I miss you. We was talking about people who we miss. We was talking about a shout out to the people in the Department of Correction.
Yeah.
Talking about people with illegal. You know what? I'm gonna help you. Because we was talking about maybe illegal. That's probably what stuck in your mind. And you thought about how somebody illegally stole your car. Right, and that's what it is. And so out of everybody that you could have shouted out, and said, hey, listen, I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate
I
you.
show love to my whip. You know, that's like family.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I love everybody. You know, everybody. All my
But your
family
whip.
come first. My
Mm-hmm.
whip. You know,
and DJ Smooth, who found your whip?
he found it, man. Shout out to home, bro. He found it. On Natural Bridge and Kings Highway. First area where I knew it was probably gonna be.
Right at the White Castle.
You know what? No, that right by that Taco Bell and that Lee's by Speedy Loop.
Yeah,
It was right there. Right there.
Y'all, I don't write the material for this show, but I guarantee you, as long as you all are listening, we are gonna show up and we're gonna show out just like this. One opportunity, one situation, one team member at a time, and we're gonna cross that line. It may take all morning, or it may be like the Mary Jane girls say, guess what? It may take all night. All night long. Here we go. Here we go. It's the Mr. Gary Show on the radio. Let's get it. Thank you for that.
Hey, boy.
Thank you for that gift. That gift right there. Do y'all see it? Do you see your boy? Oh my God, that's what. But I love it. I love it. I love it. All I'm saying to you is you have a right. Exercise your vote. And if you can't do it for yourself, do it for your ancestors who could not vote. You know, I was talking to someone the other day, and I guess I just really didn't realize this. So, you know, shout out to my mom, Emma Jean. So when everything was changed over, it was like in 1964. So in 1964, the whole civil rights thing was going on, happening. And I'm so glad that I grew up with aunts and uncles and a dad and grandmothers and all that. I guess I really didn't realize how close all that happened to when I was born. And so think about who you are right now. And think about how old you are. And maybe when you were born, your parents were still going through that. They couldn't go and drink from the same water fountain. They couldn't go and eat at the same counter. They sure couldn't go and use the same bathroom as people who did not look like them. And you got the audacity to say you're not going to vote. Wow. See, this is how I feel. I think if you don't vote and you get any type of government assistance, it could be food stamps, it could be a welfare check, it could be Social Security, it could be a pension check. I think they need to take it away from you. Anytime you need any type of public assistance and you don't want to vote, then guess what? All they got to do is take your hookups away. The EBT, the debit card, they're going to take them away. Take them away. Because if you don't think enough of what's going on, then why should you live off the fat of the land? Why should you get a Social Security check every year because your mom and your daddy died and you, huh? I don't understand it. So I'm just telling you all, voting. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have a little section on it until we get past it and get through it. But the mayor from Belda City, Melda, she told me to make sure I remind you all of that. And I remember when she ran. When she ran. I mean, she had her nephew out in like well, I'm not going to say he was in the Easter rabbit costume, because then you all would think that the Easter bunny is not real. But he was just out there waving to the kids, breakdancing, getting on top of speakers, jumping. I don't know. Don't judge the Easter bunny. Don't judge Santa Claus. All I want you to do is judge yourself when it's time to vote. It's Streets 105.1, y'all. We in here. We up in here. We're having fun. We're getting it in for you all today. That was the Mary Jane girls all night long. Now here's the deal. This one here, this next song, wow. This is for all the players. All the players. Now when I say it's all the players, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the players from the Himalayas. Some of y'all just playing, some of y'all just doing what you want to do, how you want to do it. Y'all know who I'm talking to right now. I don't discriminate on the show. I give a little bit to everybody. So this next song that's coming up, this is especially for y'all who don't want to be accountable. For those who want to end up saying, I did this, I did that, but you always want to bring up what I did in my past. You always want to go back there. Well, fool, it was just yesterday that you didn't come home. It wasn't like it's in your past. It was in the past 24 hours, fool, that you took your check over to the casino queen. Ah! It was just last week, fool, when you went out and we didn't see you for a whole week because your check came. Yeah. It was just last week when you got so high you didn't even know where you was at, right? And all we could find was a bottle of gin. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So this song is for all the players, who say you always want to bring it up, but for everybody who's playing in a good way, guess what? This is your song to dedicate to them. This is where you tell everybody, stop trying to fill my head with all that craziness. It's always something in the past. What do you say? What do you say? For all those who want to challenge Mr. Gary, and you want to say, Mr. Gary, I bet you can't put nothing together with a song that describes that, then guess what? Goody goody. And I hope you're satisfied, you. Let's go. Players out there, this is the guy playing. Oh, don't you know you keep talking about, don't keep bringing up the past. How we gonna move forward if we can't get past the past, fool, because you keep messing up. That right there is dedicated to all the wannabe players who keep messing up, who keep talking about don't keep bringing up the past. Don't keep bringing up the past. So let's do it. Let's do a roll call. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. 1, if you are disappearing when you get your paycheck, if you are disappearing because they deposited your check at 12 o'clock on Friday, on the 1st, and don't nobody see you until the 21st because you ran out of money, and you mad because they keep bringing up the past, if they got to go down and find you on the street corner with the crack house, and you want to know why they mad because they keep coming to the crack house to find you, better that. What about if you the one that keep going to jail all the time because you been down selling dope at the crack house? Then guess what? You can't tell them people don't keep bringing it up, keep it full, you keep going down there. If you keep getting in the car, driving on Highway 70 and don't nobody want to ride with you, they would rather catch a bus, and you keep saying, well, don't keep bringing up me driving crazy. Fool, because you're driving crazy. So that's what we doing. Q, jump in here, man. So don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. What do people need to understand? Because they tripping out here and they mad somebody bringing it up. What is it?
I think they just need to understand that they need to have a plan. And if without a plan, then you can't understand. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Mr. Gary. I'm just you know, it's every way fun. You know what I'm saying?
No, this is not fun. Let me tell you something. There's nothing fun about what you just did. We are talking business. We're talking real stuff here, man. We're talking about people always in the past and they mad because somebody keep bringing it up. Okay. And you said because they don't have a plan.
Well, see, this is where I'm going with it, though, right?
Wow, here we go. Y'all, this is going to be good. This is going to be good.
Check me out.
I'm checking. I'm checking in.
If you had a plan to elevate, then you wouldn't be talking about the past. You know what I'm saying? And what you gotta understand is the terminology of plan means to have an effective execution of strategizing. You know what I'm saying? The people that's in the past, they only know what's in the past because they never planned for the future or tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So, but the people with the plans, like myself, you, like Drew, other people in the world, we ain't talking about the past because the past has led us to the future. But see, without the roadmap, without the plan, you can't even get there.
Right.
You can't even get in the club. You can't get nowhere without the
I want to send a shout out right now to all the psychiatrists, all the psychologists. I want to send a shout out right now to anybody that's got some drugs and some medication that obviously maybe they got to be reminded to take it before they get on their job. Y'all take your medication. Y'all got to take y'all medication because the medication matters, people. And when you don't, things like this happen. Oh my God. Can you? You know what? I'm going to let Flight jump in in a minute and tell us what he thinks about this. But y'all,
Am I lying? No, am I lying? Y'all call me. Call 314-669-1390. Everybody else listening. All Mr. Gary people. All I don't care what people you
I'm
are.
lost.
Call and let me know if what I just said didn't make sense. And if you call me, I'm gonna give you some money.
I don't think they want your money. I don't think they want anything from you because they think it'll rub off on them. You are in the streets 105.1. I don't write the material to the show. No place else, I swear. Can you get this? You gotta tune in to us on Sundays. This is what it's all about, you all. The streets 105.1. We're sending a shout out right now to everybody who is just trying to make a difference out here, trying to make a difference in life. I tell you, somebody's making a difference right now in life. It is the St. Louis City Board of Health. They're trying to make sure that you're vaccinated. They're trying to make sure that you realize that even though the COVID shot, you got to still be careful, but it's time to get your flu shots. You got to be on point just when it comes to your health, you all. You all know right now the flu shot is just really, really important. And so for all you fools who's talking about, I'm not going to take the COVID shot because I don't know what's in it. Okay, great. So when you all showed up like over to take your flu shot, I guess you really knew what was in it because you've been taking it for like the last 20 years, right? The last 10 years. Now, one time did you ask what was inside of it, right? Some of y'all going to the club right now just drinking, just wilding out and say, give me a Seagram 7. Give me a tonic. Put something in it. Give me some, I don't know, give me some dark liquor. You don't even know what the dark liquor is. You don't even know what the white liquor is that they split it with, right? But you just drinking it. You just drinking it. I want you all to make sure that you know what's going on with you, know what's going on with your thoughts, know what's going on with your body at all times. Because your body is your body, and guess what? It ain't nobody else's body. And when you mess up with your mind, your thoughts, it's a terrible thing to waste.
Oh, I think the green light might have got me.
Well, I think, now I don't think they got you. I think they kept you. I think you went to the green light and I think they kept you. So shout out to everybody in green light land, green light territory as we remember to vote, vote, vote. Some of you all want to have the weed legal because they say you want to get in there and you want to make it so that you can feel better and you want to make it so that the arthritis isn't as bad. And some of y'all just want to get your head right. Well, guess what? Get on over to the green light. It's Streets 105.1. We are the only show on the reality show that's storing you and your people. We got you all today. We got you all today. We are having so much fun. Today it's all about the group mix. It's about the groups coming home for homecoming. Get ready to go home with your people. Call your people. Say, man, when's the last time we went to a homecoming game? When's the last time we went up for homecoming? Let us go to homecoming. Let us do what we do. Let us show up and show out. Let's show these young people what it's really, really all about. I got something special coming up for you all today, right? I'm going to show the crew what it's really like all about. You know, it's the young people that always doing what they do. We got a caller calling in. You know, we've been waiting on this caller calling in, right? And we're going to see what the caller got going on for us today, what they're ready to share with your people, right? So here we go. What do you say? What do you say? Streets 105.1.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good. Is this Lady Mardine?
It is. Congratulations. You had a ball this weekend.
Oh my God. Lady Mardine, you know how to break me all the way down. Yes. I had a ball.
You know what's so good about it?
What?
For you to be able to get back to the educational institution that gave you so much. That you use it every day and all day, every year and all the time. I know you must be grateful, but this is certainly great of those persons who are working now to pour into you through your talent of television and radio. So congratulations. You don't know how much you are loved, but I'll say how much I love you and appreciate all that you do.
Wow.
Whoa, 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 them your people.
Oh my God.
Hospitality. Is he weak? No. Is he strong? Yes. Giving them a zero. Wow.
Oh my God, Lady Mardine. Let me tell you something. For you all, Mizzou, MIZZOU. This weekend I went home to homecoming, and I got there on Wednesday. And Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I mean, there was so many things going. I was the official voice, hosting this, hosting that. Nichelle Turner from Entertainment Tonight got a chance to get her interview. She was so full of energy, and she was just like, I don't know if you know this, but people got their eyes on you, Mr. Gary, and something big is getting ready to happen to you because I'm hearing your name all over, and not just on a local level. And I'm like, well, you know, we do what we do. The CEO of Dow Company, right? He was there, and this man who is the CEO of Dow is like, why God? What's going on? What do we need to do to pour into you? And it just went on like that. But the biggest thing that happened to me this weekend is my roommate from college. He has a son who plays for K-State. And everybody had to go to Dallas, Texas to support him. So my goddaughter goes to Mizzou. She's a senior. And nobody was here to go with her. And they said, well, we know you're going to be there. We know her godfather's going to be there. And she's got like 8 friends. And when I tell you, it was so good to go back and hang out with her 8 friends, that some of them had been to homecoming parade, put them in a parade. They were doing the intern thing. They were texting. They were taking pictures. And it just was a wonderful thing. They called me this morning about 9 o'clock. And she says, Uncle Gary, what are you doing? I said, well, what do you need? She said, well, my friends, we want to take you out to breakfast. I said, well, y'all going to have to come to St. Louis because I'm already back. But it's, Lady Murdine, it's just that love that just pouring into Mizzou, pouring into U City. It's the black and gold love, right? But then I've got to give a shout out to gospel, where you are from, where you're parked at. And give a shout out to all the people from the South Side, from LaSalle United Methodist Church, my pastor, Reverend Kosh, Miss Ollie Stewart, and of course, Lady Murdine, you, everything with the gospel and church. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes me up. That's who it is. I'm a church boy at heart. I'm a black and gold U City boy. I'm a black and gold Mizzou boy, and I'm all about family. So I receive it, Lady Murdine.
I agree with all that, but you know what? It's so good that now that you are truly in your prime, that you're able to call names and give credit. But long after that their services and things that they gave will be still remembered, even if nobody remembers their name. They won't forget the work that they've done. Yeah. So what I would say to you, Mr. Gary, it's so good to be the uncle, but you're the granddaddy to some of them, because some of them are as young as mine. If my grandchildren are, that consider you Uncle Gary, friend, and whatever else. But I'm saying to you, remember this, what you send into the lives of others, it will surely return yours.
All right, y'all heard that right now. That's Lady Murdine. Whatever you send in the life of others, it will surely return to you. So I tell you all what, right now, you all are sending me so much love. You all are sending your requests in. You're sending your names, letting us know that you're walking with us, that you're listening to us. So I just want to just know this is your all's vehicle this here, you know. Everybody that's listening right now from University City, Senior High, make sure you all have your televisions turned on today at 5:30 right after this show, because guess what? Last week we filmed Homecoming. We filmed everything showing you all, and then Lady Murdine, get this, Lady Murdine knows someone who was in my class who had a mother, and I'm just gonna leave it there, because guess what? That classmate proposed at the homecoming at U City. But you gotta tune in. You gotta go to ABC 30 at 5:30 and see which classmate proposed to another classmate. Can you all imagine that? Coming home for homecoming, and they were boyfriend and girlfriend in the 6th grade. In the 6th grade. And they came back to homecoming this year, and he proposed to her right in front of everybody. Well, y'all know me, I had the cameras rolling, so I had to make a show out of it. Yeah.
Of course.
Now, I don't know if he was sober when he did it, but guess what? Well, yeah, sure, he was sober. It was like after he did it that he couldn't believe we did it. So, yeah, Lady Murdine, and so that's what I poured into others. So I want everybody to see what I poured in and see what we had to pour out before we take the segment. How about that?
That's awesome.
Oh,
I
wow.
need to know that.
Oh, wow.
You were coming and you said somebody has a mother. Everybody has a mother. But
Mm.
my point is, not everybody proposes in the way that you're saying. So that should be very interesting and exciting. We wish them all the best.
Well, he said, well, Lady Murdine, I'm just going to call you out. He said you talked about his mother. He said you talked about his mother. You know Lottie Mae?
Goodness.
Do you know Lottie Mae?
We won't call her name, but I am so excited for him. So he must take me out to dinner with them.
Hey, you all, it's Streets 105.1. We've got the queen of gospel, Lady Murdine Gills, friend to the show, mentor to the show, a lover of the show, and we love her like no other. Lady Murdine, we want you and Dr. Bobby to keep doing what you all are doing, to pour into the lives of other people and keep lifting them up. We know the holidays are coming, but guess what? The big holiday that's coming is in January. It is the Martin Luther King holiday, because everybody benefits from it. So it doesn't make a difference if you're a Jew or a Gentile, whatever, whoever you are. We want you all to get ready.
January the 16th, the third Monday.
All right, that's it, the third Monday. Everybody is a day on, not a day off. We're going to hear more about that from Lady Murdine on the scene, if you know what I mean. Hey, listen, it's Streets 105.1. This is the radio show where we're having all the fun.
Love you, love you.
Love you right back, love you right back. And like Teddy Pendergrass said, it's so good loving somebody and somebody loves you back. Who loves you back? Who loves you back? We want to know who it is, But I tell you what, as long as you keep listening on Sundays from 3 to 5, as long as you keep saying that you want more, as long as you keep wanting to hear good music, as long as Flight will leave the red light and show up, as long as Q will stay engaged and always provide us with some comedy and some humor that he does not even know he's giving to us, and as long as Agent Andrew will just sit in the car and take a ride, because if they crash, he can always get them some insurance. This is my promise. This is my promise to you, and it was made by the Temptation. It goes a little bit something like this. Here we go. Hey, what do you say? What do you say? Let me tell you all, I'm having so much fun today because it's about you and of course you. Hey, that is a good friend of mine, Howard Hewitt with Shalimar. Make that move right now. He moved to For the Lover in You. That ring means something. Again, I want to shout out the Tuckers. The Tuckers celebrated 30 years of marriage. And I want to tell you something. Don't count on your kids to remember your anniversary. Because last week, as you all saw, Agent Andrew did not even, well, I don't know if he didn't remember, but he didn't care. He didn't even care enough to say, guess what, my mom and dad are having an anniversary. I said, well, what are you doing? He said, well, they gone. They gone. See, that's what's going to happen. That's why some of y'all don't got insurance policies right now. You want me to tell y'all why? Because you know when you're gone, and all they want is just to see how much you love them. Somebody stop me. Hey, you all, the Streets 105.1. That's what it is. Flight, what's up, man? What's up?
Oh, man, you know, I'm finally in the building, I guess.
Well,
I had some trouble this morning with my car,
yeah.
unfortunately, but I'm in the building now.
Well, you know, true to form. Just like your boy, Q had some problems with his car, too. Only problem was they took his, but he got it back. But you can tip your bartenders and your waitresses. Please be courteous and generous, nice to them, right? But is your car good now?
I'm good. I'm almost good. I'm on a donut.
You're on a donut.
But
Do we need to take up a collection?
no, man. But I need to go ahead and take up a collection on St. Louis street development team. Whoever's in charge, because we need to get some money back from these potholes, man. And all the screws is on the street. Cause I found a big old screw in my tire last night. Had to change it in the middle of the night after leaving the gig, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh man, yeah, I got a settlement with them.
You got a settlement with them.
I gotta settle something with them for sure.
Now, exactly who's this you're settling with again?
The St. Louis, who's part of it?
Well, I know you're the one that says you gotta settle something with them. I'm hoping maybe you know who you're talking about.
I know I'm gonna figure it out for sure.
You're gonna figure it out.
I'm gonna figure it out for sure.
St. Louis City.
St. Louis City street team.
The street team.
The street
They passing out flyers now? They're a street team? I mean,
Wow.
y'all, I don't write the
street-
material for this show.
You know,
Y'all see what I'm up against?
The
You
construction.
mean like the streets department?
The St. Louis City Construction Street Department.
I don't know that there's a St. Louis City construction
It's just St.
street
Louis City,
department.
period.
Yeah,
all it is, St.
it's the
Louis.
street department, but that's okay.
Okay.
Because one thing I know, if you're on it, whoa, they better watch out. They better watch out, baby. You know what? They better watch out like you all are listening now right now for Streets 105. I know you all, I don't know.
Street team.
You know, people, they tell me they like the music, but you know what else they like? They love them some Q and some Flight. And when I tell y'all got people who like are really like fighting for y'all. They are just like, my God, who writes their jokes? Well, guess what? It's no joke, people. It's no joke. And you know what it's for? It's for the love in you. That's what it is. That's what it is. And when you get off and when you clock out and when you lay down, SOS band, they said it right. Sweet dreams, my love, will always be here. You can always count on Q and count on Flight. And if that's not enough, Agent Andrew will back them up and put you to sleep laughing. It's Streets 105.1. Sweet dreams, my love. SOS band, let's go. And see, I don't know about you all, but it's like when I hear this music, when I just hear it, it's like Mary J. Blige said, just something about this music. It's something about it just makes you just wanna, wow. You know, it just makes you just wanna, let the sideshow begin. It's just something that just makes you weak. It's just this love that you all give us right now on Streets 105.1 on Sundays when we show up. The mix is the Mr. Gary Show on the radio. I got my people. Let's do a radio check. Q, what's up?
What up, what up?
Flight, what's up, what's up?
What's going on?
Agent Andrew, where you at? Tap in. See, it's always one. See, you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready for the king. Okay, gotta do this again. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's like a dress rehearsal. This thing called life. Okay, so here it is again. You know, it's like you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready for life. We gotta make sure everybody knows that, you know, it's sweet dreams. You know, even when you sleep, you'll know that we're here. All you gotta do is tap in on Sundays. Wake up, set your radio dial, let everybody know I got the show. Q, tap in.
Yo, what up?
Flight, what's up?
What up, peoples?
Agent Andrew.
York.
A big one?
York.
Excuse me?
York.
I don't write the material for the show. And thank God for the music, because that's where I get my energy from. I get it from the music. It is the music. Tell you this next song that's coming up. This is my song right here. Let me tell y'all something. This is my song. As we're celebrating the groups, it's homecoming. We want you to go home to your people. Take your people. Call your people. Say we need you home. But it is just that song that, first of all, this group, because we're celebrating the groups who brought us good music. When I just say the Isley Brothers, tap in right now. Tell me what your song is. Because we're going to shout you all out real soon for everybody on our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I don't want anybody to say I was on. Hey, I tapped into you. You didn't recognize me. Well, guess what? Raise your right hand. Raise your left hand. Raise both your hands. Now guess what? You just been recognized. So nobody tell me Mr. Gary didn't recognize me. Recognize yourself, fool. That's what I'm talking about. Go into the mirror and say, guess what? I want to be living for the love of you. That's you in the mirror. You looking in the mirror right now. Live for yourself, baby, and nobody else with this thing called love. It's Streets 105.1, Mr. Gary Show with my people, The Mix. I got you, people. Let's go, okay? Let's go, okay. Hey, everybody. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me put a reality check up in this thing right now. Are y'all feeling that? Did you all hear what Mr. Big say? He say, I'm living for the love of you. Whose love are you living for? Who is the one that like does it for you? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Is it your friend? Is it a family member? Is it a secret lover that don't nobody know about? Guess what? That's your business. But you know who it is. And all that's great. But do me a favor. The next time you pass by a mirror, stop, and look in it. And just look at yourself. Get your drag together. Look at your hair. Check yourself and say, I'm living for the love of you. Live for the love of yourself. Don't expect nobody else to love you more than you can love yourself. Right now, we remind everybody that when we talk about suicide, suicide is prevalent. Somebody's going through something right now and you did not even know. I want to let you know there is help. Go to the suicide prevention hotline. Guess what? I don't know who's on the hotline, but here's what I do know. I do know before I've had somebody reach out to me and say, I don't know if I can get you. I don't know if I can make it anymore. And guess what I did? I got on the phone and I called some resources. And I told this person, call this number right here and let's get you to where you need to be. They was in Columbia, Missouri. Do I need to come get you? Do I need to go get you checked into a facility so you don't hurt yourself? See, that's the kind of stuff that you got to do when you're living for the love of somebody. You got to just love them. Now, what they did, well, at the end of the day, they just need to like get away from their situation with their girlfriend because they like had another girlfriend someplace else and she found out. But anyway, I'm just saying, this is what it is. It's about you all. It's about taking the time to make time to look in the mirror. And I want you to know when you do that, the Gap Band made a song about it. It said, my heart is yearning for your love. Was that it? No. They said, outstanding because, girl, you knocked me out. No. Look in the mirror. And guess what? You're going to go through some things. You're going to go through this. You're going to go through that. I'm seeing you right now on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. Everybody listening right now, tap in, let us know you're with us because I'm about to shout you out. But I want to let you know that even when the sky is falling, you're the one that you got to think of. And you got to say to yourself, guess what? We can make it all right. We can make it all right. We can make it all right. The Gap Band. We had our share of problems. You talking to yourself, maybe nobody else can solve them. It's us. We can make it all right. Let's go. Say your name when you say it. We can make it all right. I'm going to say mine. Even when the world starts tripping, when these people are out here wilding out, doing what they do, Mr. Gary Boy, Gary, King of Hospitality, we can make it all right. Just look in the mirror. I'm saying this to myself. We can make it all right because I got Christ in my life, so I know I can make it all right. Radio check, radio check. We can make it all right. Q, I'm passing it to you. What you gonna do?
Man, I'm gonna make it all right. You know, making it all right. All right is making me. That's all I can say.
You know what? Period. I love it. I love it. Flight. We can make it all right. What's up? What you got?
Most definitely. I'm gonna make it right and all right. I'm gonna make it right and all right. Never left.
You know what? I'm gonna step out on the curve here. How are you gonna do that? How are you gonna do that?
How I'm gonna do it? I'm gonna do it just like I always do it.
Really?
I might do it on the green light. I might do it.
Oh my God! You know what? Well, we gonna make it all right. We are gonna make it all right. Agent Andrew, man, what you got? What you got, Agent Andrew? What you doing? How you gonna make it all right, man?
I'm gonna make it all right. Well, first off, make it all right. I gotta stay in the mix.
You got
Ooh,
like it.
And second, it takes two, right? It takes two.
Oh my God! To make a thing go right, it takes two. To make it out of sight, we got you. We got you. Guess what, Agent Andrew? These people. Let me tell you something. Driving in today, I used to think it was just Highway 70 in St. Louis. I'm very convinced now it's Highway 70, it's Highway 40, it's Highway 270. Oh, it's really Highway 270. These people on the streets of St. Louis, they are just driving crazy. Have you driven on the roads lately? And I don't know if that's just the people, how they driving, or if it's the construction people that's doing all this construction. And guess what? Flight, they got big nails that they just got tires rolling over, right? Potholes. And guess what they're saying? Well, you know, it's not our fault. We're just trying to make the roads better. Well, how's that working out? But the drivers, just the streets of St. Louis, I don't know. But here's the deal. Here's what I do know. And Q, you can jump in and tell us about this anytime. They need some insurance, Q. Do they need some insurance?
They need to be insured. Same thing as insurance, but more of the story be insured.
Now, tell us about your car when they got it. Was it in one? Was it still cool? Was it messed up? Was it?
Oh, when I found it, so yeah, unfortunately, these uneducated delinquents ripped all the wiring that was under the steering wheel that powers up the car.
Yeah.
The wires. Yeah, they just ripped it out and see, it's a thing on TikTok, which they should have took it down, but I don't know why TikTok didn't. It's a TikTok video that's showing people how to break in Kias and Hondas, which is how people will start doing it. So they just ripped everything underneath the wheel, and then they just hot wired the car. They took a USB port and they plugged it into the ignition, and that's what hot wires the car.
Oh wow!
I tried it myself when I found the car, and I grabbed the USB port and I just plugged it in, and it started up. But my battery was dead, so it didn't go nowhere. So I had to buy a new battery. Got to fix the car up. Got to sue Hyundai. Yeah, it's a couple stuff going on. But
So where's the car now?
it's at my house. It's at my house.
But you can't drive it unless you get your USB port.
Right, until I get my until I get the ignition fixed. Yeah.
But if you like at an emergency, like if you had to go pick up your boy because he got like a nail in his tire, you could like just get your USB port out and go.
Put it in and drive off. I can still drive. Yeah. Gotta get my window fixed too. They broke that.
Wow. Them your people, man. Hey, listen, AJ Andrew, tell them what they need to do, man. Tell the people, I need you to let the people know what we got.
There is a magical number that you can dial, and that number is 314-327-6377. It unlocks all your insurance needs right there on Farmers Insurance out there in Baldwin. But if you're not in Baldwin, that's just okay. We can insure you anywhere in Missouri, anywhere, we got you. Call the magical number 314-327-6377. Answer to all your insurance needs, commercial, auto, home, life insurance. We got it here for you, so call us up.
My God, let me tell y'all something. I tell you what's here.
Call you now.
I tell you what's here. I gotta take a deep breath because guess what? I like to keep it so real with you all, and I got some pushback. My God, I got some pushback. See, what you start off doing is what you got to end up doing. And we got real excited when we see the people tap it in and love it in and da-da-da-da-da. And so somebody I'm very cool with, I gave them a phone call, and because I hadn't heard from her in a couple of weeks. And, hey, are you all right? What's going on? She said, you didn't say my name. I said, excuse me? You didn't say my name. I said, what do you mean when you said I didn't say your name? Well, I tap in, I've been roll calling with y'all, and you said everybody's name but my name. I said, oh. I said, well, I'm very, very sorry about that. We go through and we read the names. We see the tap-ins. People text me and say I'm tapped in, roll call y'all who's in. I said, and it clearly must have been an oversight. Okay. I said, well, when was this again? She said, well, I know y'all wasn't in the studio that day. Okay, AJ Andrew, today we're talking about, right, when we were out at the festival. We were at the... Museum? Was it the Hispanic Festival?
Oh.
We were over there on a Sunday. The museum, you're right, Andrew. Right, the Blues Festival. We came to you all live there. So we didn't have music that day. I was trying to give you guys a new experience. So we didn't say the names. I said, so you mean to tell me because we weren't in the studio and we didn't say your name, that's why you haven't called me. That's why you have not reached out to me. I said, well, do me a favor. Do me a favor and first of all, accept my apology because I never meant to offend you. So I'm saying right now to everybody that's ever came on, if I did not say your name, and maybe magically you thought that maybe I should know that you was there, charge it to my head and not my heart. And for all of you all, when you all see me on the air and you all are like calling me, I'm talking to you right now, whoever you are who's been calling me today. I cannot talk to you because I don't have the phone. I am on the air. I'm on the magical airwaves. And that's why I call you sometimes when I get off, right? And so 3 to 5 on Sundays, y'all, this is what I do. You understand what I'm saying? So I just want to let you know that, see, somebody knows what I'm talking about. Y'all just tap it in right now, let me know. So thank you. But if you thought you were oversighted, then please don't feel that way. Never, and just tap in and say, Mr. Gary, do you see me? Make sure. So guess what? Agent Andrew sees you. We hear you. We're here for you and for your people. And with that being said, Agent Andrew, I want us to go through the list. And when you say the name, I'm going to make sure I acknowledge the names because somebody told me I did not repeat their name. Y'all are just extra. And I want to let you all know something. I found out something new this week, something I'm going to introduce to you, and of course you. When somebody's doing too much, saying too much, being too much. All I want you to do is this. When you do this, everybody thinks that's what? What is that?
That means Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever, right? Wakanda forever. That's not what I want you to do. I want you to take your 2 fingers. Here. Put those up. You know what I want you to say? They so extra. They extra. Right there. Take your 2 fingers. Your 2 index fingers and make an X. And when somebody doing too much, you ain't even got to say nothing. Just look at another person and just say extra. Just extra. And then when you're really classy with it, take your thumbs and put them to the side so they know who you're pointing at. Extra. So girl, you was being extra. There go the X right there. Extra. But guess what? I love all my extra people. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Let me tell you I'm loving on right now because it takes 2 to make a thing go right. It takes the listeners and the radio team. So I want to let you all know we do it for you also. To Q, to Flight, to Agent Andrew, to Tab for providing this platform, to all of the management and the staff here who was just awarded the award for being the #1 station in St. Louis. That's right, I said it. The #1 station in St. Louis is right here at Streets 105.1. Thank you all. Thank you all. We want to thank you all. And right now, Agent Andrew, I want us to go through this list, and I want to thank the people. And if we miss your name, then guess what I want you to do? Stop being extra. Stop being extra. Let's go, Agent Andrew.
Kevin Jones.
Kevin Jones, what's up, Kev?
Miss Melda Collins.
Melda from Velda.
Sydney Robbins.
Sydney, what's up, what's up?
Darius Johnson.
Darius Johnson, hello.
Wayne Blassingame.
Hello, Wayne.
Tanya Vanette.
Hello, Tanya.
Lydia Jackson.
Welcome, Lydia.
Lady Wilson.
Lady Wilson, hello.
Patrice Wayne.
Patrice, hey.
Cynthia Ellis.
Candid here, Cynthia.
Dee Dorsey.
Thank you, D. Dorsey.
Deanna Hester.
Hello, Deanna Hester.
Charles McNeil.
Charles, what's up?
Got Lark.
Lark, hello.
Geraldine Suber.
Hello, Gerald.
Claiborne.
Hello, Claiborne.
Drew Collins.
Welcome, welcome, Drew.
Brandy Roddy.
Brandy, hello.
Brandy Campbell.
Brandy Campbell, hey.
Christine McCullough.
Hello, Christine McCullough.
Glenda Powers.
Glenda, hello.
Denise Quinn.
Welcome, Denise Quinn.
Samuel Hunt.
Hello, Samuel Hunt.
Rita Ward.
Rita Ward, Rita Avant Ward, that would be. Hey, Miss Rita, what's up, what's up, what's up? Got to send a special shout out to a brand new listener today. Also, Denise Quinn, you can't fool me, girl. I know that's Denise Moore. You City High to the day I die. Hey, what's up, girl?
Cousin Sharon.
Hello, Cousin Sharon. How are you? Cousin Sharon?
Cousin Sharon.
Like Sharon. Like in Washington, D.C., Cousin Sharon.
Sherry.
Sherry. Hey, what's up, girl? How are you doing? What's up, Sherry? How are you? Listen, Sherry always keeps it right and tells us what we're doing with the show and how it's affecting her. Shout out to you.
Miss Jerry Tucker.
Jerry Tucker, happy anniversary.
Veronica Powell.
Veronica Powell, hello, Veronica.
Reenie Adams.
Hello, who's that who?
Reenie Adams.
Remy? Reenie. Hey, Reenie, what's going on?
Edna Williams.
Hello, Edna.
Lloyd Henry.
Lloyd, hey, wait, back up to Lloyd Henry. Lloyd, what's up, man? Big Daddy's restaurant up in Columbia, Missouri. You all was so packed, the parking lot was so packed, I couldn't even get in there to eat some of Big Daddy's barbecue because it's so good. We make sure we put a post out for the places that you had to eat in Columbia this weekend for homecoming, and you led the pack. It was Big Daddy's Barbecue, Tony's Pizzeria, and G&D Steakhouse. But guess what? By far, shout out to all that delicious food. You all can go to my page and check it out. Columbia, Missouri, Big Daddy's restaurant. I mean, greens, beans, tomatoes, macaroni and cheese, the barbecue. Just, what's up? I'm sorry.
Wesley Bishop.
Wesley, hello.
Donald Steve.
Hello, Donald. What's up, Ducks and Drains? Hey, congratulations to Ducks and Drains. Donald, doing big things with the program over at Annie Malone Children's Home. I see that you're in the classroom teaching these young people a different trade. Everybody doesn't want to go to college. Everybody wants to do something, and guess what? If you haven't figured that out yet, it just may be going to take up a trade. So Donald's Ducks and Drains, shout out to you for being in the neighborhood. If you need your ducks and your drains cleaned and unclogged, Donald is married, and he can't come. Well, that's a different kind of drain. But anyway, y'all get the picture. Ducks and Drains.
R.A. Wilkinson.
Hello, Mr. Wilkinson.
And that's it for the list, but I was tasked with giving an announcement today.
Well, what
Another
is it?
anniversary.
Whose announcement is it?
I got text comes left, right, north, south, east, west coming at me saying, you gotta shout out X, you gotta shout out X. So I'm shouting them out today. Alright, I'm shouting them out today. I got a happy 51st anniversary to Derek and Deb. Congratulations, their anniversary is on the 21st on this past Friday. So I gave my shout out. Stop texting me. Stop hitting me up. It's done. I did it. Thank you. Happy love, happy marriage to Derek and Deb.
Well, you know what? Well, this is a perfect time for us to say to Derek, happy anniversary. I was actually there. That was the first wedding I ever went to in my entire life. So we got to show them love, and we're going to show them love by seeing to it that we announce right now that they are the winners of the Bill Bellamy tickets from last week when Bill Bellamy called into the show. And Jacarius, guess what? They are winning the fan pack for them to go and have good seats to the show for their anniversary. Compliments of them, your people, and we out here productions. And while we're on that, the big winners this week, listeners to the show in the spirit of homecoming and celebrating the groups with music that brings it to you. We got somebody who always shows up, supports all the great things with the crew. It's none other than someone who's a U City alum, someone who is a Mizzou alum. They have been in it to win it. She is that person who got celebrated and went into the U City Hall of Fame along with her ride or dies. I'm saying hello and congratulations to Miss Linda Cookie Jones, along with Angie. What's up, Angie? Along with Latrinda. What's up, Latrinda? And of course, Marcy Deer. You all have won the pack to go see Bill Bellamy, and since you all traveling for us, then guess what? All four of you all win the tickets. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you celebrate a group. That's how you know it takes two to make a thing go right. It takes a group to make it out of sight. They're always supporting everybody. They like to go out and celebrate together. So on behalf of them, your people, on behalf of We Out Here Productions, we want to remind you that the Bill Bellamy, Kid Capri, Tony Rock, all of them going to be November 4th at the Chaffetz Arena. Want to see your face in the place. I'm going to be there doing something extra special. We got a lot of other comedy concert tours that are coming to St. Louis, but I got to stop y'all right now and tell you all about last night. I know you all heard that I was up in Mizzou doing what I do. Unless it was like a family emergency, I really don't know anything that could like really get me to come back to St. Louis and leave Mizzou. And we were like turned all the way up. I mean, we won homecoming yesterday. I mean, just in it to win it all over. So it had to be something that would really bring me back like yesterday. That would make me get on the road and say, guess what? I got to get back to St. Louis. Don't know that it would be a family emergency because like say if somebody died, well they dead. So it's no need to rush back to them now. I don't know. The house could be burning, but by the time I got back, it would be burned down, so it couldn't be that. Somebody could have broke in, but guess what? I would just call the insurance company when it's over. Now, this had to be something big. Well, it was something real big. It was something very big, something very, very big. I tell you all, I love music. I love music, just as long as it's grooving. I like jazz. I like pop. I like rock. I like R&B. I like classical. And guess what? Last night, I got a chance to prove how much I love country music. That's right, I said it, I read it, and I'm here to represent it. My social media team, they said to me when we did a post this week, are you sure we want to do this one? I mean, because this really isn't like your market per se. I want y'all to know I got people all over. And when we did this post, literally, this is one of the bigger posts that we've ever accomplished. Reba McEntire was in St. Louis last night at the Enterprise Center and she shut it down. Sold out concert last night. Reba McEntire, you can go onto my page today and you'll be able to see all the pictures. You'll be able to see all of the fun that I had there with Reba McEntire. So from whoever's in New England stood with you, she brought the house down when she said, why haven't I heard from you? And when she sang, here's your last chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Reba did not let us down. She did not disappoint. Great time, great performance, Reba McEntire. So we just take all that, you all. I hope that you all have a great, great week this week coming up. I hope that you get everything accomplished that you're supposed to do. I know some guys who got some big things coming up this week. They're going to be in Atlanta again. It's my people. So this is our roundabout that we do. Tell everybody what's going on. Bring it home. Bring it home. What's up? Fly, you?
I'm just going ahead and give a shout out to my guy KJ Hustle out there in ATL, works for iHeartRadio.
Okay.
And we're going down there for the iHeartRadio Music and Arts Festival, and we are taking a gang of artists, dope artists from here in St. Louis. They're gonna be performing live on our stage, the big stage. Bro, we got a stage, man.
Whoa.
We got our own stage out there. And you wanna tell them the other part, bro?
The other part? What's the other part?
About the other stage, you know?
Oh, shit. What's up? What's going on?
Wow.
Sorry, green light. That might have to come in and check the green. But no, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So we're gonna be hosting the Mixed Sound Stage. This is our first very own festival stage that we'll be holding down. And then after that, we got also.
Wait. Could you give us some more information about what you just said? Because
Some more
you just
yeah.
talked about it.
Yeah. So the Mixed Sound Stage.
Yeah.
So you know when you go to festivals and you see the big old stages and everybody just coming together, performing. So that's what we have. So there are 3 stages that's a part of this festival.
Wow.
Yeah. They have 2 inside, they have 1 outside, and the outside one will be
Whoa.
It's
In Atlanta.
In Atlanta, yep.
Wow, see what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a big car show. It's gonna be a lot of diverse people, Mexicans, Chinese people.
Right.
So we're gonna be playing a lot of different music. With that being said, we're gonna have a list of artists that came out to our showcase this past Thursday.
Got it.
Performing. We actually got a couple.
Wait.
Mhm.
They came out where? I'm sorry?
They came out to our showcase this past Thursday at the spot, the Mixed Live Volume 5 showcase, artist showcase.
Oh.
We had.
Well,
Why you looking at
Oh
me?
shit, here we go. You was out of town with Gary.
Oh, yeah.
You was out of
wow.
town in
Let me
Chicago.
tell y'all
In
something.
the Windy City.
Never-
Wait, was it Chicago?
No.
You see what I'm saying? Here we go, you all. Do y'all see what I'm saying right now? This just,
You know what?
sometimes you don't have to say anything. Because people will talk and they will say it all for you. Now, first of all, now, I did not even know about this big show that I would have come represented, I would have supported. Had I known, if I was available, at least give the people opportunity to say they doing something or they can't, let them know. I got to come on the show and hear about it, right? And then we've set the whole show, and I've got on, what do I have on? Can you all tell me what I have on?
You got
Got a Mizzou.
Mizzou, yellow, and black.
Well, it's just black and
Gold,
gold, but we'll go with
black
that,
and
right?
gold.
And we've been talking about I was worried the whole time.
I know, I was just saying Chicago. I was just
In Mizzou. And he would say on Thursday, you was in Chicago.
He was in Columbia.
Oh, wow. But it is a good time for me to remind everyone that the Universal Circus will be in Chicago one last final week. The Universal Circus will be in Chicago. Get your tickets. It's time to show up. It's time to show out because guess what? They are moving to Detroit. They're moving to Detroit next week on the 4th. Is opening night in Detroit and the Motor City at Aretha Franklin Park. The Universal Circus is going to be there. They're going to have lots of fun. You better take your coat though because it got cold up in Detroit this past week, right? So take your coats, but go ahead and tell us, like, what else so I can make a note of it, just in case you all want me to come by.
Man, so, Mr. Gary, you know that you are more than welcome to come to anything that we have. Now,
What I know about it?
When we
Tell me
were
about it.
supposed to tell you.
But you
know what
weren't
I'm saying?
supposed to tell me about that one.
Man, it was so much going on.
Yeah. And how many people did you say showed up?
To the showcase?
Yeah.
We had about a good, I want to say, close to like, at the door wise, we did about 65.
About 65 people. So these other 65 people, they didn't have nothing else going on in their life.
Yeah, they probably did, but you know, we didn't communicate that with you, Mr. Gary, and it was a long week. It was a busy week.
Right.
We just had to get the execution and everything. Make sure we was really on point with everything.
I saw you turned up out there in Columbia, man. I saw you turned up out there with everybody, so I just figured, you know, Mr. Gary doing his thing.
I don't know that Thursday we showed anything with me doing anything Thursday in Columbia.
I could have sworn I saw you out there.
Please don't swear like that.
No, I could have.
Well, don't. I'm just telling you. Because Thursday I was doing nothing. You saw nothing, sir, with me Thursday. Turned up. It was all about administrative meetings, sir. Let me tell y'all something. We are not going to let these people get by with life, thinking that they cannot just be with us, right? Here's what I want you all to do, which gives me a wonderful time right now. This is our Break It Down song, and what better way to break it down than break it down with your people? You all heard everything when it was said last week, that these are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up, break down. Well, I'm here to break this song down this week. Our Break It Down song. To all my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube people, I'm seeing you all right now. You all want to know what the Break It Down song is. They jumping on speakers. They are having showcases that they don't invite you on. They're bearing false witness against you, and they're saying that they knew you was so busy because they saw what you was doing the other day, and you was like, no place to be seen doing nothing that would be here or there. They are just there. And so here's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to look at your people. And you gotta just smile at your people. And you gotta say, just like we did with all the drama that's going on with the people, with us taking our two fingers and Xing the people and saying, guess what, you're extra. For us going back to all of the music that we had today, you have got to know that there's a lot of sideshows out here, and let the sideshow begin. Some people just got shows. Some people just trying to do the sideshow. You got to invite them to the love train by the OJs, but that don't mean they gonna get on. You can tell people you miss them and I want your friendship back, but guess what? Their friendship, maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe you've been up by your phone waiting all night long while they was at the casino, or where they was out with somebody else's guy. Maybe it was always something in the past and they kept bringing up the past. Maybe you try to tell them you get the best of my love, they didn't get it. Maybe you went outside in the rain looking for them and you thought that they had an accident and you wanted to call Agent Andrew and get them some insurance. Maybe it was where it was gonna make you love somebody else if they keep on treating you the way that you do. Maybe they made a promise to you, like the OJs and the Temptations said, but they broke it. Maybe they just make you weak in the knees and you can't understand, like SWV. Maybe it was just for the lover in you. Maybe that's why they did it, because they just wanted some of your love. Maybe it was just for the sweet dreams. I don't know. Maybe it was because you was living for the love by the OJs, right? Maybe you're trying to make it all right with the people. Don't do it. You will take all your time. You will take all your energy. Don't do it. Like I said, look in the mirror. Look up. Stand up. Get up. Be up. Dress up. And in the words of Betty L. Thompson, or just shut up. This is what I want to let you all know, the Break It Down song today. The Break It Down song today is, put the X up to the people. Tell them you extra, and I want you all to do exactly what Frankie Beverly told the people. Q, Flight,
Yep.
Agent Andrew, I wish you happy feelings. Happy feelings! Be done with these people, y'all. Don't argue with them. Don't wonder why they're not inviting you to their stuff. Don't ask them why they up on speakers jumping, breaking people's stuff. Don't ask them why they rolling over nails. Don't ask them why. Don't ask them why. Put the X up, they being extra, and say, I wish you happy feelings. All I can do is wish you happy feelings because I'm tired of your shit. Oh, did I say that? Oh, somebody know what I'm talking about. Happy feelings everywhere to you, and of course you. Ha ha.